This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The Free National Movement's convention kicks off tonight, and at the convention, the first held since 2016, 101 persons will be contesting positions within the party, including deputy leader, chairman, and secretary general. The race for deputy leader of the party is expected to be closely contested. Member of Parliament for St. Anne's, Adrian White, will be challenged by St. Barnabas MP Shanadon Cartwright. On Tuesday's edition of Love 97's talk show Issues of the Day, Mr. White made his case to become the party's next deputy leader, while at the same time answering some provocative questions, particularly about race and about the possibilities of a white Bahamian being elected as Prime Minister. Dorino Saunders has more.
First-time Member of Parliament for St. Anne's, Adrian White, will run for Deputy Leader of the Free National Movement during the party's three-day convention, where at least 50 positions within the party's hierarchy will be voted on and filled, including Deputy Leader and Chairman of the party. Mr. White appeared on Love 97's radio talk show Issues of the Day with host Christian Jones and fielded many questions from the host and callers wanting to know about the FNM and his personal political goals. He was asked why offer for Deputy Leader at this time as opposed to waiting for a convention closer to the next general election.
Some people have said, keep your head down, look out, there'll be another convention coming up before the next election. I don't want to spend the next 2 years of my life hoping that someone fails so that I can have an opportunity. I have an opportunity now. The people can decide on who they want as their deputy leader of the party. The people can decide on the reasons why they want that. Every decision that I make as a politician, that I make as a representative for the Great Free National Movement Party, is one that is focused on ensuring victory for the party in 2026, and that's what all of our delegates need to be paying attention to today, that they have a deputy leader that is going to build their leader, build their party, and build the public image, bring that voting base back so that we can secure proper governance in our country for the next administration.
Responding to a question from a caller, Mr. White, who is a white Bahamian, was asked if he aspires to one day become Prime Minister of the Bahamas. He seems to be open to the idea, but noted at this stage in his political career, his goal is to help build the country.
I don't aspire to be Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I aspire to continue to walk into and toward each opportunity that's presented in front of me, to never turn my back. But being Prime Minister of the country, there are persons within the Free National Movement Party that are very capable of doing that, including our current party leader, Michael C. Pintard. And I think that what we're actually aiming for, at least what I'm aiming for, is not political success, but national success. And now I have a bigger brush to make an impact in political office. And that's my objective. Whether I become deputy leader of the Free National Movement, deputy prime minister of this country one day, a cabinet minister, all of that will be the course that I'll be on when I'm working my tail off to improve our nation.
Although not seeking to become Prime Minister, Mr. White suggests should circumstances or destiny provide such an opportunity, he would embrace it. Unlike the former FNM MP for St. Anne's and FNM Deputy Leader Brent Simonet, also a white Bahamian, Mr. White believes a white Bahamian can indeed one day become Prime Minister.
I believe that a white person, a female, a white female, a black female, I believe that there is no reason that anybody that is a Bahamian cannot become Prime Minister of our nation. And I definitely think that a white person would be able to do that and will be able to do that one day. I don't believe in appearance being the motive between an electorate deciding on who their leader is going to be. I think that effectiveness should always continue to be the priority for our country, because we really want to improve. So the best man, the best woman for the job is really who we should all support, and we shouldn't worry about their appearance, we shouldn't worry about their gender.
Mr. White is expected to face a strong challenge from St. Barnabas MP Shanadon Cartwright for the deputy leader's position during the convention at the Atlantis Paradise Island. Dorino Saunders, JCN News.
Education officials are in talks with the Seventh-day Adventist Church surrounding Star Academy on the church's Wolf Road property. Star Academy, which stands for Students Transitioning, Achieving, and Refocusing Enrichment Academy, was supposed to be a center for at-risk youth. According to Education Minister Glenasana Martin, the former Christie administration negotiated with the Seventh-day Adventist Church to use that location to create this school.
The administration changed. It became controversial. I don't know why, because you're dealing with an established church and the government of the Bahamas, and there was a lot of innuendo that surrounded it, and the project was stopped for all those years. We have now we've entered into discussions with the Seventh-day Adventist Church for the utilization of that location. But it might be for a different purpose, and we're discussing another educational purpose for young people. So that's where it is right now. Nothing has been confirmed, but it's actively under discussion.
In 2017, then Education Minister Jeff Lloyd told the House of Assembly that the Christie administration invested $25.7 million into the premises. In June of that year, a few weeks after the general elections, the Ministry of Education sent out a press release noting that despite a lease agreement being drawn up and 2 years of work being done, church officials had not been paid any rent or received any money. 13 COVID-19 cases confirmed on Monday, 9 on New Providence, 3 on Exuma, and 1 new case on Long Island. One of the cases here in the capital has a history of travel within 14 days. 35 COVID patients are in hospital, 31 moderately ill, with 4 people fighting the virus in intensive care. With 87 recoveries reported on Monday, active cases now at 5,983. The death toll remains at 770. Deaths under investigation have not changed, and that remains at 43. 26,116 people have recovered from COVID-19. More diplomatic appointments by the Davis administration 5 months into its term in government. On Tuesday, Dr. Elliston Raming was appointed as the Bahamas ambassador to Cuba and Stan Smith to the ambassador of the United Nations. Prime Minister Philip Davis, in his remarks during the brief ceremony at the Balmoral Club, says that government will maintain the long-standing commitment of earlier Bahamian administrations to strengthen commercial, economic, political, and cultural ties with other nations.
My government is also committed to further enhancing the expertise and reach of the members of our Foreign Service. The establishment of a Foreign Service Institute at the University of the Bahamas, therefore, remains a key priority. Our 2 ambassadors being presented today take on key responsibilities in that service. Our relationship with fellow members of the United Nations and that with the government of the Republic of Cuba are among the top priorities.
Dr. Raming has had a long and distinguished career in public service, having served as special assistant to 2 Bahamian prime ministers. As ambassador to Cuba, he takes up his 3rd diplomatic appointment. Served previously as ambassador to the Organization of American States and Bahamas ambassador to the United Nations.
That we are about to deepen and strengthen the level of cooperation between our 2 countries as it relates to such things as manufacturing, pharmaceutical development, and import substitution technologies. At the same time, we must continue to look after the welfare of scores of citizens who go to Cuba each year for health care, education, vacation, and those few who end up on the wrong side of Cuba's legal system.
On the other hand, Stan Smith served as Bahamas ambassador at large from 2015 to 2017 and headed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Legal Division during that time. He most recently served as a senior personal assistant to former Prime Minister Perry Christie.
And so I'd like to begin, Prime Minister, by recognizing your government's work in the revitalization of our foreign policy interests amongst multilateralism. The work of the permanent representative to the United Nations is an extension of the country's national development agenda. Our National Development Plan Vision 2040 is in fact aligned with the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals agenda.
The Prime Minister says that the country is thrilled that 2 distinguished gentlemen who are among the best of the country will represent the Bahamas on the world stage. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell recently noted that deployment for new Bahamian ambassadors will take place shortly. Well, that does it for news this evening. Once again, I'm Tyler Simonet, and from all of us here at JCN News, have a good evening, everyone.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.